Brought to you by Penguin.
The Ends of the Earth by Abbie Greaves, read by Teal. 2018. Mary O'Connor has become part of the furniture at Ealing Broadway station. Like most items abandoned on the roadside, she is overlooked and underappreciated. But that is where the similarities stop. There is nothing scruffy about Mary. Quite the opposite, in fact. Her hair is neatly pinned in a bun at the back of her head, the dark strands shining with the lustre of a conker. Mary hasn't had a haircut in years, sees it as an indulgence she does not deserve. But there are good genes at play that keep it in prime condition regardless. They're the same genes that also lend her symmetrical features, high cheekbones and a neat aquiline nose. Without so much as a trace of makeup, her eyes are wide. Searching, someone observant might say. That, or haunted. Every evening Mary power walks here straight from work, after stacking the shelves at the supermarket down the road. There isn't time to head home and change, what with her shift finishing at 5:30 and the rush to get to the station and not miss a minute of the people traffic. Instead, she will button a cardigan over the branded yellow polo shirt provided by her employer. It may not be a fashionable look, but Mary's beauty is enough to eclipse even the most heinous of sartorial crimes. Once Mary reaches the station, her body slips into autopilot. She finds her position under the concrete entrance porch, a few yards ahead of the ticket barriers and to the left of a kiosk offering watery coffee. Then, satisfied with her spot, she will reach down for the sign. She carries it with her at all times, slotted into the back pocket of her hiking day pack, and folded in two along a central crease that is becoming weaker with age. Not the only one, she thinks, pursing her lips as a sharp twinge runs along the bottom of her left shoulder blade. And to think she just turned 40 last week. The emotional toll of the past few years has left Mary feeling at least 20 years older. She is tall, touching 6 foot, so she will take a second to ensure that she has positioned the sign at what she estimates to be average eye height. Then she pulls the two sides of the cardboard apart and unveils her message to the world. She'll adjust her fingers when they begin to cramp, but she's always careful to avoid obscuring even half an inch of the wording. Come home, Jim. Every word matters, and every syllable is ingrained in her heart. Jim? She asks the commuters as they trudge past, their heads bent over their phones or one of the free local newspapers that end up collecting at her feet. In the last year or two, there's been an alarming rise in the number of people she thinks are responding to her. In actual fact, they're speaking into those buds, the little white apostrophes in their eardrums that are almost invisible, not a wire in sight. Very disconcerting. And to think they look at her like she's the one unhinged from reality. On a busy day, one or maybe two people will stop and ask after her or Jim. The first will usually be a concerned do-gooder, someone who assumes she's fallen on hard times, or perhaps her head, and is in need of a moment or two's conversation. Despite her tidy appearance, there are always a couple of people a month who will try to slip her some money too. But how to explain that she isn't so much homeless as without the one person who should be her home? They always move on before Mary has begun to find the words. In winter, she calls it a day when her hands are so numb that she begins to drop the sign, after 2 hours or so in her thin woolen gloves. This always leaves her with a fresh sense of guilt. Is she packing up too early? What if Jim comes just as she has her keys in the door to the flat? After near on 7 years of this routine, 6 full cycles of winter, spring...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?